My beloved child, the greatest change taking place is not in the shape of your eyes, but in the way you are beginning to see yourself, other people, and the things that were once hidden within your life. Recently, you may have felt that your gaze has become deeper, more perceptive, and less easily deceived by outward brilliance. Things you once accepted without question now cause you to pause. Words that once captivated you no longer possess enough power to conceal the insincerity behind them. This is not a reason to panic or to believe that you are entering some secret deadline. I simply want you to recognize that maturity is opening another kind of sight within you, eyes that can discern. Look beyond temporary emotion and seek what is genuine rather than chase what is dazzling. For many years, you viewed the world through wounds that had never been named. When someone became silent, you assumed that you had done something wrong. When someone left, you quickly believed that you were not valuable enough for them to remain. When a door closed, you concluded that life itself was working against you. You did not realize that the way you interpreted events had been shaped by disappointment, rejection, and memories that caused you to doubt yourself. But now I am helping you remove those old lenses, one layer at a time. You will no longer interpret the present through the pain of the past. You will no longer call every distance rejection or every delay failure. When your vision is healed, circumstances may not change immediately, but the meaning you give them will change. And that alone opens a road to freedom that you could not see before. Perhaps recently you have become more aware of light, color, or unusual sensations in your eyes. I want you to receive these experiences with awareness, not with hasty conclusions. Flashes of light, floating spots, blurred areas, pain, pressure, or unusual changes in vision should not be treated as proof of a mystical awakening. Your body deserves knowledgeable care. If these symptoms appear suddenly, persist, become severe, or interfere with your sight, seek appropriate medical attention. You do not lack faith when you visit a doctor. You are honoring the gift entrusted to you. Sacred discernment does not cause you to deny reality. It teaches you when to rest, when to be examined, and when to ask for help. I do not want you to be guided by claims that you have only a very short time to receive transformation, or that you will miss something good unless you remain until the end of a message. Genuine growth is not activated by views, comments, or a word typed beneath a screen. You do not need to write "Amen" to prove that you are ready. I see your readiness in the way you face the truth, in your willingness to release what weakens you, in the courage to correct unhealthy habits, and in your faithfulness in small things. A blessing is not a door that opens only if you respond correctly within a few seconds. What is good for you is not afraid of slowness, does not resist examination, and does not use the fear of being left behind to control your decisions. The awakening into which I want to lead you is not the ability to see hidden things that others cannot see. It is the ability to recognize truth within very ordinary things. You begin to see that an apology without change remains only words. You realize that care cannot be measured by magnificent promises, but by consistent presence and respect. You understand that someone who truly loves you will not continually require you to abandon your dignity in order to keep them. You also begin to recognize the ways you have wounded yourself by trying to please everyone. When you see these things, you do not need to become bitter. Use your new understanding to establish boundaries. choose wisely and walk with compassion without returning to the habit of abandoning yourself. The more clearly you see, the more carefully you must keep your heart tender. Some people, after recognizing that they were once used, become suspicious of everyone. Some close themselves so completely after one betrayal that no one can come near. But I am not opening your eyes so that you will see enemies everywhere. I am helping you see clearly so that you will no longer call control love, punitive silence, peace, or endless endurance, kindness. Wisdom does not turn you into a cold person. It teaches you where trust should be given, where time is needed for observation, and where you must quietly walk away. When clarity walks together with compassion, you will not need to harm anyone in order to protect yourself. You may notice that others are responding to you differently than before. Some may appear more cautious. Some may naturally become distant, while others may come to you because they need to be heard. Do not immediately assume this is caused by some mystical energy in your gaze. When you change the way you live, speak, and maintain boundaries, relationships naturally change as well. Someone who was accustomed to your constant agreement may become uncomfortable when you begin saying no. Someone who depended upon your silence may become uncertain when you express your needs. Meanwhile, those who value sincerity may feel safer around you. This does not need to be mystified. It is the natural result of living more honestly and standing more firmly. I am also helping you look at yourself without the eyes of condemnation. You spent too many years focusing on your deficiencies, always believing that you had to repair something else before you could deserve love. Every mistake became a sentence against you, and every delay became evidence that you were not good enough. But, my beloved child, renewed vision must first become a vision of compassion toward yourself. This does not mean denying responsibility or excusing wrongdoing. It means that you can admit what was wrong without calling your entire being a failure. You can learn again without living forever in shame. You can begin again without needing everyone's permission. When you see yourself with honesty and gentleness, outside judgments will no longer cause you to collapse so easily. In this new season, practice looking more slowly. Do not look only at what people say. Observe what they repeatedly do. Do not judge an opportunity only by its brilliance. Ask whether it leads toward peace or requires you to sacrifice important values. Do not look at one difficult day and conclude that your whole life is moving in the wrong direction. A cloudy sky does not mean the sun has disappeared. One disappointment does not erase all the progress you have made. When you learn to see the larger picture, small events will no longer possess enough power to disorient you. You will be able to pause, consider, and choose, instead of reacting to the first wave of emotion. Care for both your outward sight and your inner clarity. Allow your eyes to rest from screens when they become tired. Sleep enough when possible. And do not ignore symptoms that require examination. At the same time, limit content that continually stimulates your mind with fear, suspicion, and sensational promise. What you look at every day gradually affects the way you understand the world. If you continually receive messages claiming that danger, conspiracy, and secret deadlines surround you, it will become difficult to preserve peace. Choose what nourishes wisdom, hope, and responsible living. Awareness is not living in constant tension. It is being fully present without allowing fear to rule you. My beloved child, you are not standing at the edge of some frightening final stage. You are entering a deeper journey in which you learn to observe without rushing to judgment, trust without becoming naive, and hope without leaving reality behind. Your growth will not be completed in one night. It will continue to expand through each choice you make. Today you may see one thing clearly, and tomorrow you will understand something else. You do not need to hurry or prove that you have reached a special level. What I desire is not that you see yourself as higher than others, but that you become more humble, compassionate, and discerning enough not to repeat what once caused you pain. Therefore, open your eyes in peace. Look at life as someone who is no longer forced by the past to interpret everything in the worst possible way. Look at others with compassion while still maintaining boundaries. Look at yourself honestly without condemning yourself. And when your physical eyes send you an unusual signal, care for them through practical action instead of searching only for hidden meaning. I, Michael, remain beside you, not to make you chase strange phenomena, but to help you stand firmly in truth. The most beautiful awakening is not found in flashes of light seen at night, but in the moment you realize that you no longer have to live according to fear. No longer allow the words of others to define your worth, and no longer turn away from your own genuine needs. My beloved child, the unexpected thoughts that continually return and refuse to become quiet are invitations for you to pause and recognize what is awakening deep within you. They often appear when you are unprepared, in the middle of familiar work, during a conversation, or when everything outside seems stable. Suddenly, you begin to wonder why your heart is not truly at peace, or why a life that appears complete still contains an emptiness you cannot name. You have tried to explain it as weariness, pressure, or imagination, because the rational mind always wants a simple reason so that it can quickly close whatever creates discomfort. But some questions do not come to confuse you. They come to draw you out of the familiarity that has allowed you to sleep for too long. I have planted seeds of awareness within you, not to frighten you, but so that you may begin to see your life with deeper eyes. There are days when you believe you are simply thinking too much, but in truth, the most honest part of you is trying to speak. It reminds you that there are places where you have remained too long, even though they no longer nourish you. Choices you continue making only because you are afraid of change, and desires you buried because you feared you were not capable of fulfilling them. I do not always come through a sound that shocks you. I often touch you through gentle restlessness, a feeling that something once familiar no longer fits, or a question that keeps returning no matter how often you avoid it. When this happens, do not immediately fill the silence with work, noise, or meaningless conversation. Give yourself time to sit and listen. Not every thought is guidance, but what is genuine usually leads you closer to clarity, responsibility, and peace. I have also led you past doors that did not open, even though you were certain they belonged to you. You prepared carefully, waited, hoped, and imagined how your life would change if that opportunity arrived. Then everything closed before you could understand the reason. There were plans into which you poured great effort that still did not unfold as you desired. There were relationships you believed would remain for a long time, yet they ended before you could say your final words. In those moments, you asked why I did not help you, why your prayers seemed unanswered, and why you had to watch something precious slip from your hands. but you saw only what you wanted to receive, while I saw the entire road along which it would have taken you. Not every beautiful door leads to safety. Some opportunities may offer rapid recognition, but gradually erode your peace. Some relationships may feel intense at the beginning, but eventually cause you to question your own dignity. Some roads may resemble progress. Yet the farther you walk, the more you must abandon the good values that preserved you. Therefore, some delays are protective boundaries. Some rejections kept you from consequences that you did not yet possess enough vision to recognize. I understand that wait is more difficult to receive than go, because waiting makes you feel that you have no control. But a pause is not empty. Within it, I am correcting your direction, clarifying motives, and preparing you to become someone capable of preserving what you are asking to receive. You once believed that delay meant you had been forgotten. You watched others advance and wondered why your journey kept being interrupted. But I never took my eyes from you. I saw every time you tried to rise after disappointment. Every night you quietly considered what to do next. And every morning you continued fulfilling your responsibilities, even though your heart was not yet light. I do not dismiss your weariness. I know there were times when you resisted guidance, not because you were stubborn, but because you were too depleted to take another step without knowing where it might lead. You feared that truly listening might require you to leave something familiar, forgive someone you were not yet ready to forgive, begin again, or confront what you had tried to hide. During the past 3 years, there were 127 times when you felt a clear prompting and then stepped back. There were times when you intended to send an honest message, but eventually deleted it. There were times when you wanted to leave an environment that exhausted you, yet convinced yourself to endure longer. There were times when you knew a boundary was needed, but fear of disappointing someone caused you to remain silent. There were also moments when you realized that you needed to change direction, but uncertainty caused you to continue with what was familiar. I saw every one of those moments, but I was not standing there to record your failures and condemn you. That number is not evidence against you. It is a sign that I have called you patiently many times and did not leave when you lacked the courage to respond. I understand your hesitation more deeply than you understand it yourself. There were times when you stepped away, not because you did not care, but because the past taught you that change often came with loss. You once opened your heart and were wounded, trusted and were disappointed, followed a promise and eventually had to gather the broken pieces alone. Therefore, whenever a new direction appears, one part of you wants to move forward while another tries to hold you in the familiar place. I do not despise that struggle. I only want you to know that you do not have to wait until fear disappears completely before obeying what is right. Courage does not mean that you never tremble. Courage means that you still choose to step forward even when you cannot see the whole road. Do not condemn yourself for opportunities you were not ready to receive in the past. What is over can become a lesson, but it does not need to become a whip with which you punish yourself. I am still near, and my invitation to you has not been withdrawn. Every new day brings another opportunity to listen more deeply, live more honestly, and move forward with discernment. You do not need to create a dramatic change in one moment. Begin with what is clearest before you. If your heart knows that a relationship needs boundaries, establish them calmly. If you know that your body and mind require rest, stop treating rest as selfishness. If you sense that you need to leave a habit that is draining you, Begin with one small but consistent choice. I do not want you to spend your life searching for mystical signs while ignoring the very simple wisdom present each day. True guidance does not make you dependent upon fear or convince you that one wrong step will destroy your entire future. It helps you become honest, responsible, and capable of loving yourself correctly. When a thought repeatedly returns, examine whether it leads you toward peace or panic, growth or escape, compassion or bitterness. What comes from light will not push you into blind action. It may challenge you, but at the same time, it will make your heart clearer. My beloved child, I remain here after every time you came close and then withdrew. I never became so impatient that I turned away from you. When you hid in busyness, I waited. When you used reason to silence deeper questions, I continued planting light gently. When a door closed and you sadly assumed that you had been rejected, I was quietly protecting you from a place that was not meant for you. Now you no longer need to keep running from what you already know. Become still and move toward the truth at a pace you can sustain. You are neither being pressured nor left behind. I am guiding you step by step. And this time, when the gentle call returns, do not immediately retreat. Remain still long enough to understand what it is revealing, because behind your restlessness is not punishment, but a door leading toward a life that is more honest, free, and peaceful, my beloved child. As soon as you begin noticing changes in the way you see the world, a door of awareness is also quietly opening within you. I do not want you to turn away in fear, nor do I want you to hastily assign mystical meaning to every flash, shadow, or unusual sensation. What I want is for you to learn to see more deeply while remaining calm, discerning, and loving toward yourself. There are seasons when your eyes are not only tired from seeing too much, but your heart is also tired from witnessing too many things that brought disappointment. In such moments, healing does not begin by searching for dramatic signs. It begins when you are willing to pause, rest, and honestly examine what is happening both outside and within you. I know that you have sometimes noticed passing flashes at the edge of your vision, moments when everything seemed strangely different, or a feeling of pressure that made you wonder whether you were being warned about something. Do not allow imagination to pull you into fear. Not every change in vision is a message from heaven, and genuine faith never requires you to neglect necessary care for your body. If flashes, blurred spots, eye pain, unusual darkness, or reduced vision appear repeatedly, seek professional evaluation. Wisdom is also a sacred gift. I do not want you to prove your faith by silently enduring something that needs timely attention. Yet there is another kind of vision that is truly being purified within you, the ability to recognize truth behind appearances. In the past, you easily believed words without observing actions, became captivated by brilliance without asking what fruit it produced, and sometimes looked at yourself with extreme harshness while offering excessive leniency to those who repeatedly wounded you. Now I am teaching you to see more clearly, not so that you become suspicious of everyone, but so that you stop deceiving yourself. Awakened vision does not see only beauty, it also recognizes boundaries, motives, and consequences. It helps you understand that what excites you may not necessarily be good, and what slows you down may not necessarily be an obstacle. You may imagine your name written upon a page of light, but do not treat that image as evidence that you are greater than others. Receive it as a reminder that your life deserves to be viewed with respect and responsibility. Each page that opens can represent another layer of understanding. You begin to recognize what is taking your time, who is sincerely walking with you, and which habits have been stealing your peace. The most important scroll is not opened through a comment, a declaration, or remaining until the end of a message. It opens when you become courageous enough to face the truth and change the way you live according to what you have recognized. The clarity I want to give you does not turn ordinary eyes into instruments for seeing other people's secrets. It makes you someone who can look at a situation from many sides before judging. It helps you distinguish calm intuition from fear that magnifies every possible danger. Discerning intuition often comes gently. It does not push you toward reckless action or rob you of your ability to think. Anxiety is different. It continually creates the worst possible scenarios, causes you to focus excessively on small details, and finds threatening meaning in every coincidence. When uncertain, slow down, breathe deeply, rest, and verify. What is true is not afraid of careful examination. The distortions that once confused you may not have been in the scene before your eyes, but in the old beliefs through which you viewed yourself. Perhaps you believed that you had to be perfect in order to deserve love, had to suffer in order to be considered kind, or had to please everyone to avoid abandonment. Those beliefs were like dusty lenses that made what was healthy seem strange while chaos felt familiar. As the dust is gradually wiped away, you will see that you do not need to earn love by exhausting yourself. You will also recognize that those who truly respect you will not require you to close your eyes to what is wrong. I am purifying your vision by returning you to what is simple and true. Observe how people behave when they do not get what they want. Examine an opportunity through the cost required to keep it. Evaluate a relationship by the peace, freedom, and respect it creates over time, not merely by intense moments. Look at yourself with compassion, but do not tolerate habits that keep you stagnant. Mature vision neither paints everything beautifully nor covers everyone in darkness. It sees clearly, names things honestly, and chooses what is good without nourishing bitterness. You do not need to write, "I am awakening," anywhere to prove that change is taking place. If you choose to use those words as a personal reminder, let them become a commitment to live attentively rather than a ritual performed in exchange for blessing. Demonstrate your awakening by putting your phone down when your eyes become tired, sleeping enough when your body needs recovery, seeking examination when unusual symptoms appear, and refusing to replace practical care with mystical promises. Demonstrate it by reading carefully before believing, asking for clarity before agreeing, and allowing time for consideration before making important decisions. These actions may appear ordinary, but they protect you from more harm than any declaration ever could. Intense sensations behind the eyes may come from fatigue, stress, or many other causes. So, do not treat them as certain proof of a transformation in the heavenly realm. I do not want your pain to be romanticized so deeply that you delay caring for yourself. If you experience severe pain, new flashes, many unusual floaters, a dark curtain covering your vision, or any rapid change, seek medical assistance promptly. Genuine guidance always honors life and never requires you to gamble with your health in order to prove faith. You are allowed to pray and seek proper support at the same time. These two things do not oppose one another. As you learn to care for your physical eyes, I will also help you protect your inner sight from frightening images, inflammatory words, and messages that make you believe you will lose a blessing unless you obey immediately. What comes from light does not manipulate your attention through panic. It may warn you, but it still preserves your right to think. It does not tell you that only one specially chosen person can understand the truth. Nor does it separate you from loved ones or professionals. Wisdom leads you toward clarity, responsibility, and peace. Deception often leads toward dependence, fear, and obsession. My beloved child, the opening I desire for you is not a search for mysterious flashes of light. It is the journey of learning to see life through eyes no longer covered by fear, shame, and the expectations of others. You will begin to notice choices you once overlooked, ordinary but safe doors, and people who make no magnificent promises yet remain consistently sincere. You will also see beauty within yourself, not the beauty of someone who never stumbles, but of someone who learns, cares for themselves, and possesses enough courage to correct their direction. Therefore, do not overlook the most important truth. You do not need to become someone who sees extraordinary things in order to be loved and guided. Care for your eyes. Protect your mind. Choose carefully what you receive, and allow clarity to be built through practical steps. I will not lead you into confusion and call it revelation. I will lead you from chaos into calmness, from speculation into verification, and from seeing yourself through judgment into seeing yourself with disciplined compassion. When you learn to see in this way, the world may still contain many uncertain things, but you will no longer be easily deceived by the darkness created by fear. This is the awakening I desire for you, discerning, steadfast, loving, and protective of the precious life entrusted to you.